So far in our return to the Bundesliga, things have been going really well on the pitch. We're in the top half of the table, but off it, things are not going so well. We keep getting injuries, and that means that we have basically no strikers and no attacking midfielders. We need depth, so today we're going to be looking at a lot of transfers, trying to rejig our squad and trying to maybe try some new tactics to see if we can figure out how to play without a striker. Let's go back to the Bundesliga and let's continue to fix the Royal Blues. Welcome back to Germany, and today we've actually got quite a packed episode. Like I just mentioned, one of our tasks is to prepare for the January transfer window, and I think that's where we're going to start. Ignore some of the dates on these transfers because they all actually happened at the end of December, not the start of November, but we've managed to raise a huge amount of cash. With the sales of Katic and Hoffman also included, we've now got over £9 million to spend, and I'm going to need your suggestions in the comments beneath this video. But let's also get back to where we should be first. The first week of November, where we find ourselves up in 5th place, 1 point behind Dortmund in 3rd, despite having the second worst team in the German football first division. If you factor in our Yaziki and Christensen injuries, we might even be the worst team in the division. But despite the challenge, we are putting in consistently good results. Mainz will be another tough test, but there's no easy games in this division, and other than their 83 rated Cucho Hernandez, they're pretty average. If we can keep him quiet, we have a chance. So game kicks off in front of our own fans, and I'm not actually that impressed by Mainz's squad from what I've seen, so I think we have a decent chance of winning this. Torres tries to play it through, but Bullet has enough pace. That's why we've brought him in as that right centre-back. Schalke gives it to Karaman, and there's a lot of room here for Bothheim to run into. Has he got the strength? He has. He's got away from his defender, into the box, and that is 1-0. That's like a classic second division goal from last year. Counter-attack from the corner, one pass through, and Bothheim was always going to score that one. 4 goals in 9 matches now for the Norwegian striker. At the start, I thought he was a flop, but he is actually starting to put some decent performances in. And that was Bothheim on the floor, and yes, he's also got a knock. Hopefully it's not too bad. We've got Højlund to come on, who's of course nowhere near as good, but these injuries, man, they need to stop. Richter into the box from a tight angle. Lano palms it to Bullet, and that's a decent enough clearance. Lano, let's just pass it around the back, finish the half off 1-0 up. Lindelof runs into midfield, and there is the half-time whistle. 1-0, good performance, but annoying that we've got another injury. We have kept Cucho quiet though, which was one of the main objectives of the first half. El Fauzi turning on the ball, passes it into Sambi Lakanga, into Schallenberg, Højlund. We've got El Fauzi making another run. Good ball from Højlund, Fauzi into the box, and that is an absolute screamer on his right foot across the goalkeeper from just on the edge of the box. That is 2-0, and we're pretty set fair in this game. Cucho with the back heel into Kraus, into Kaishu. Sambi Lakanga misses a tackle. There's a big gap in there, and Cucho Hernandez misses the target. Murillo into Dewsbury Hall. Just joined them from Chelsea. That is great defending from Akpaguma, but he's lost it back to Dewsbury Hall. Cucho could have made it 2-2 there if he'd have scored both of his chances. That's a big tackle there. And we've got another man down. The referee's just going to stop the game. He's going to book Lakanga for something that happened earlier. And that's Siegmund, our third choice attacking midfielder. That's 3 of them are now out injured. Cucho trying to dance through. He gets around Bullet. He's through on goal in the last minute. It's a goal, but I don't think that it's going to mean anything because we're just going to kick off and the referee is going to end the game. Yep, there she goes. She blows her whistle. We get the win, but another 2 injuries. We can't keep this up. Right, so despite the result, that isn't a great match. 2 more injuries to add to the pile. Siegmund isn't that important, but to lose our best striker for 2 months is going to be brutal. It is sad that all of Siegmund's potential we paid so much for has basically been wasted though. By the time he's back, we'll probably have improved the rest of the squad, and I'm a bit concerned that we'll actually leave him behind. It's not great news for his young career. Our depleted Royal Blues are now facing RB Leipzig next, definitely not Red Bull. There's a real risk that a slide down the table could start in this match, with Bayern Munich, Wolfsburg, and also a pretty good Augsburg side coming up very soon. But we've defied the odds before, so we're just going to have to do it again. I suppose the good news is, in the 2 weeks since we last played a match, that we have got a few players back, like Yaziki. Thankfully, he wasn't called up for the national team squad, so he is back and fit for this game against Leipzig. Xavi Simons dominating the play. I think he's probably at his potential. Good tackle from Lindelof, but it's fallen back to Sesko. Good block from Akpoguma. Yaziki playing it through to Karaman. He's probably not best suited to a striker. I think Botheim would have managed to get to that before Golaski. Bonnie into Sesko. That's a really good strike partnership. And there is Bonnie, and there is 1-0. That's the first goal of the game, 21 minutes in. That was absolutely lethal from Leipzig. Just a couple of passes, a little bit of a strike partnership, and that's Bonnie's 6th goal in the first 9 matches of this season. Schallenberg into Sambi Lokanga. That's Karaman through on goal. Can we equalise straight away? That is a really nice little chip over Peter Golaski. That's really calm play for someone that doesn't have much match sharpness and hasn't played too much this season. Xavi Simons playing a little bit deeper, but Schallenberg has bullied him there. And that's Sambi Lokanga on the ball. If you get this pass right, we could be through. Karaman was just offside. I think it was a little bit one of his toes, actually. Bonnie trying to play it through to Nusa. Great save from Leno. Goes out for a corner. Sesko playing out wide. You don't want him to be the one crossing it in. Well won by Bullet. If Sesko's on the other end, that could have been 2-1. Simons, good turn. What a Trivela, and another great save from Leno. Becker deflects into Xavi Simons, but Akpoguma wins it off Sesko. We clear it, and we're going in level at half-time. We would absolutely have taken that. We're relying on Karaman, someone that really should not be starting matches in the Bundesliga, to try and win us this match. Nusa has the ball out wide after a corner. A little bit of trickery. He's got a few options. Can we close that gap? We can't. And Bonnie gets there before we can slide in. That is 2-1. His 2nd goal of the game. Yaziki, Sambi Lokanga, Karaman. We were trying to do that quick link-up play, but it didn't quite come off. Yaziki, we tried to play it through to Karaman. But on the other side, we have El Fauzi. Are we going to pull this across? Of course we are. We need that goal. We need the equaliser. Karaman with his 2nd of the game. And all of a sudden, if one of these two players, Bonnie or Karaman, gets the hat-trick, you would imagine it probably would win the game. Last few seconds. I think the referee's about to blow the whistle. But Yaziki's played through Karaman. Is he onside this time? Well, the flag's not gone up. Into the box, let's blast it, and there it is. 3-2, Karaman puts us back ahead. His first hat-trick in the Bundesliga, I think, ever. We had to get that pass right, and oh my god, it was absolutely spot on. The run into the box was amazing. He just had enough pace, and the finish was there. We needed this win. This is huge. It puts us in the top 4 of the table. I don't think we're going to stay there, but oh my god, what a start to the season. You know, I've been giving it some thoughts, and I think that our problems are basically all up front. Our midfield is weak, sure, but our depth at striker is awful. If we lose Karaman at any point before the transfer window, I just don't think that Højlund can do it. Maybe that's where we're going to spend the budget that we're going to make in the next couple of weeks. I gotta say though, I do wish we had Bayern Munich's depth. They have Osimhen, who's keeping Kane in the reserves. I talk about crazy deep striker depth. I always love playing against these absolutely amazing teams. It's a perfect test to see how good you are at the game, but also how good your squad is compared to people like Alphonso Davies. Davies into Osimhen, turns away from goal. Musiala, that's a point-blank save, and that was within 5 minutes. They were already threatening our goal. It's a great ball from Becker, but has Yaziki got the pace to get away from Van Dijk and Upamecano? What a combination. Van Dijk on the ball. One pass, and now our entire midfield's been bypassed. Pavlovic, Musiala with the trick, and what a finish that is to smash it past Leno. That was insane. Straight from Van Dijk into Pavlovic, into Musiala, and their attacking midfielder puts them ahead. Osimhen trying to play Musiala in, but yeah, he was miles offside. Yaziki. Can we do what Musiala could with him? Well, Schallenberg's got it. He's played in Karaman. And this guy is on fire. That's his 4th goal in 2 games. Could we potentially be about to upset Bayern Munich? Well, our squad is nowhere near them, but we have the passion. We got the home crowd. Maybe we actually could. Virgil van Dijk on the ball in midfield. Straight through to Musiala yet again. Where is our holding midfield? It's a back heel into Osimhen. And he finds the top corner. We were only level for a matter of seconds. Osimhen, he gets past Akpoguma into the box. That was so acrobatic from Leno. Pavlovic, Musiala turns. He's got Osimhen in. I think he was probably offside. He was. The referee's going to call it there for half-time. and we've only had the single shot. We've only done 34 passes. We have been absolutely dominated by Bayern Munich. Osimhen, good tackle from Schallenberg, but Osimhen's got it again. Thank God he can't time his runs in this game. Osimhen doesn't need to time his run because he's just going to barge straight through us. One-on-one with keeper. Leno again with a top-class save. Pavlovic gets the ball stolen off him, but Moussa Diaby, recent signing, gets it and finds the top corner. He was off balance running away from goal, but the finish was perfect. Musiala, and it's all Bayern Munich right now. Hopefully we don't concede a fourth. Well, Musiala into Osimhen, one-on-one. Okay, Leno can't stop them all. 4-1 to Bayern Munich. Fair enough result, to be fair. Alphonso Davies, we've just nailed him there. And I don't like the look of this. He's starting to try and fight Musiala. It's a 90th minute red card for absolutely no reason from big Ron Schallenberg. So that's the end of the game. Thank God that is over, man. So that's not the most surprising result really, is it? But one good thing did come of it. I'd never heard of Bayern Munich's substitute striker Sieb before, but I searched him, and it turns out his contract is expiring. I also noticed a couple of others in their squad, but I might keep those secret for next episode. Let's just say, I'm interested in a huge name returning to Schalke. After listing everyone who had an expiring contract, it was time to play the last game of the episode against Wolfsburg. A few of our injured players are actually back now, so let's just hope we can stay fit for the rest of the episode and for the rest of the season. Come on, we can get another win in this game. I don't think Wolfsburg are actually that good. And we've gone for the header and someone stayed on the floor. Surely not another injury, man. Good tackle from Lindelof. Kaputska gets on it and the referee confirms what we didn't want to see. Did we accidentally fire all of our physios or something because we have yet another injury in an attacking position? Karaman this time, let's hope that it isn't too serious. Paredes into Darwin Nunez, and that's a really good ball from Darwin Nunez into Max Arnold. Oh, and Leno's just spilt it through him. It's gone in off the post, and we're 1-0 down. That is kind of embarrassing goalkeeping, to be fair. Sambi. He's seen Polat, the young attacking midfielder from our academy. Somehow he's got the pace. I did not think he would. He's got the finish as well. I definitely didn't think that was going to result in a goal, but what a bit of play that is from Polat. Maybe he's the man that we needed to promote into our first team. They're running down the wing. Great defender from Bullet, and we can try and counter-attack. Sambi Lakanga. This time we've gone to Højlund instead of Polat, and he's knocked his man off the ball, finessed this into the far corner. It's a great save that is from Grabara. Sambi Lakanga's corner comes in. Polat, come on, we're going to hit this. Ooh, I think it was deflected, but that could easily have been his second of the game. Becker into Polat, really bad pass, but it doesn't matter because that's half-time. 1-1, again, with all of our injuries, we probably would take that. We've limited Wolfsburg to just a single shot in that first half as well. Buchaz, can he get around his fullback? He can. Can he get the cross in? He can. I think that was Yaziki there trying to go for the header. Buchaz as well. Again, he's been absolutely dominating his defender. And Højlund this time can find the net. Great finish across the goalkeeper from Højlund. It's another one. He doesn't play much, but when he comes in, he does tend to score goals. And that's Arnold on the edge of the box. He's floated one, and it's gone straight in the top corner. That was such a perfect finish. It didn't have a lot of power, but the precision on that was immense. Ball now. And Lindelof has missed his tackle. Vitaly Janelt. Even Bullet, with all of his pace, can't get there. That is 3-2, and it feels really unlucky to be behind. Paredes playing in Darwin Nunez. Man, if we had someone like Nunez, well, to be fair, his finishing's not great, but if we had someone who could run onto balls like that, we would win so many more games. Polat into Kaputska. We can't get the pass right. Think that was our last chance. Roger gives it to Svanberg. And that is it. We have lost to Wolfsburg in what feels like quite an unlucky match. We could easily have got a 2-2 there. Maybe even a 3-2 to ourselves. But Maxi Arnold was absolutely on fire. He's a bit of a one-club man, I think. So, that is the last match we're going to play in today's episode. In fact, we would have one more in the month. It was against Augsburg, which we went on to lose. And that sums up the month, really. A 4-1, a 3-2, and a 3-1 loss. So there's definitely room to improve this team in the January transfer window, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Like I said, we got a lot of bids in for a lot of our players. We've sold about 6 or 7 of them. More information on that in the next video. And hopefully we can strengthen this team and start to build towards the top of the Bundesliga. But thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you soon. Cheers and goodbye.